That gun you found in Kate's office was not mine. I swear to you on my children's life.
They're not the ones you need to convince.
This is a mistake.
Son, the witness heard you making threats at Anthony. You were carrying around a 9mm. You had motive, means, opportunity, and no alibi.
I am innocent. And instead of wasting your time, you need to find out who that gun belongs to. All you gotta do is keep digging. You'll find proof that I did not cause the accident.
I'm sorry, Sonny, but the evidence I'm about to present does not work in your favor.
There are so many people that would jump at the chance to put me in prison, whether I'm guilty or not, just because they think that I deserve it for everything else that I've done.
What do you say?
I say you're better than that.
Well, I'm not going to fabricate evidence. I'm definitely not going to suppress it either. No matter how I feel personally or however much I want to believe that you are innocent, I got a job to do.
It's time.
Let's go.
Yep. Hold on one second. I'd like a word with you. Before I go in there and I defend you, you tell me the truth. Did you do it?
I was not on the road that night. I did not shoot Anthony's tires out, and I didn't cause the death of that man and his little girl.
You've lied to me a lot.
I am not lying to you now. I would not ask or expect you to defend me when it has to do with the death of a little girl.
I believe you.
Thank you.
Don't thank me yet. Wait till I get the judge to drop the charges.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Colin Shepard presiding.
Please take your seats.
No surprises, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that, Counselor?
Nothing, Your Honor. Ready to proceed.
We're here to read the charges against Michael Corinthos Jr. and, if necessary, to set bail. You're up.
With your permission, Your Honor, I'll have the arresting officer describe the details of the case.
I'll allow it. Please, state your name for the court.
Detective Dante Falconeri, Your Honor.
You can join me up here, Detective.
Indicate that the loss of the two rear tires propelled Mr. Zakar's vehicle into oncoming traffic. That was the direct cause of the accident. Whoever shot out those two tires is responsible for the deaths of the two passengers trapped inside the car. Cole Thornhart and his daughter, Hope Manning.
Thank you, Detective.
Don't react.
It's the determination of this court that sufficient evidence has been presented. Michael Corinthos Jr., you're being charged with the attempted murder of Anthony Zakara, along with vehicular manslaughter and the subsequent deaths of Cole Thornhart and Hope Manning.
The charges against my client were brought after a rushed and inadequate investigation. The only so-called evidence is a gun that they can't trace to my client.
As Detective Falconeri stated, the weapon was recovered from Kate Howard's office. Mr. Corinthos admits to being in that office less than 24 hours after the accident.
Miss Howard's office is located on the 3rd floor of the Metro Court Hotel. It's accessible by a common elevator. Anyone could have planted the gun. Motion to dismiss.
Motion denied. Is the question of bail.
We request the defendant be held without bail.
My client has significant ties in the community.
Mr. Corinthos is a known flight risk. He has offshore assets, property in several countries, including some without extradition treaties.
Mr. Corinthos has 4 children in the United States, 2 of whom reside right here in Port Charles. He wouldn't even consider abandoning them.
The defendant threatened to kill Anthony Zakara in front of witnesses. Now, Mr. Zakara's whereabouts are still unknown. If Mr. Corinthos is released, he could very well attempt to finish what he started and add a third homicide to his tally.
I'm going to object because that's inflammatory.
May I remind you, counselors, we are not at trial.
Your Honor, the evidence is entirely circumstantial. There is no witness that saw him shoot out Mr. Zakara's tires. There is no witness that saw him drop off a gun in Miss Howard's office. There are no fingerprints. There are no forensics. There's absolutely nothing to tie my client to the gun.
Your Honor, the state looks forward to proving its case at trial, provided the defendant remains in the country to be tried.
And my client looks forward to proving his innocence. However, I feel it's absurd to throw him behind bars when the killer is actually walking around out there.
Bail is set at $1.5 million. All parties will be notified of the trial date. I strongly advise that you come prepared with a more compelling argument at that time. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Alexis, call Bernie. He'll get the money.
You're welcome.
Does this mean you're free to go?
It's all circumstantial evidence, you know, barely that.
You know this is going to get more difficult when we get into discovery.
Give me a second.
Well, Bernie is nothing if not efficient. The wire transfer went through. Your bail's been posted.
Thank God.
If you need me, I'll be trying to save your ass. Stay out of trouble.